Today we're going to make a kumara risotto and turn it into tasty risotto balls. These are also known as Arancini di Riso. If you're Italian, let me know how that sounded. Hi, I'm Taryn. Welcome. Today we're going to make a kumara or sweet potato risotto. We'll then ball it, crumb it and deep fry it, turning it into an amazing little finger food. Well, these risotto balls aren't going to make themselves, so let's get started. These are the things we need for our risotto today. For the basic risotto, I've got my onion, garlic and thyme. I've got parmesan cheese and cheese, butter, short grain rice, and I've got some vegetable stock, white wine, oil, salt and pepper. And today I'm going to be adding some kumara or sweet potato, red capsicum, spinach and pesto for added flavour and colour. Let's prepare our vegetables. We need to finely dice the onion. I'll leave a link in the description to a video on basic knife skills which covers dicing onions in a lot more detail. Next we'll dice the kumara. I'm using a purple skinned variety today, but the orange and golden varieties also work well. If you don't have kumara, you could add pumpkin or butternut or a mixture of these. We want to keep the cubes fairly small to be sure they will cook through. If we dice them too big, they'll still be raw when the rice is cooked. We can do the same with the capsicum. The red capsicum adds a wee burst of colour to our finished risotto balls. And lastly, we'll crush our garlic. The video I've linked to below also shows how to crush garlic in a lot more detail. We're all ready to start. I'll put the butter into a medium-sized pot and add a generous splash of olive oil. Now that the butter is melting, I'll add the onion, the garlic, and strip off a few of these fresh thyme leaves. I love the flavour fresh thyme adds to food. I use it in just about everything I cook. Gently sweat the onion. We want the onion to go transparent, so keep the heat low to avoid it going brown instead. Add the rice and stir it around to completely coat it in the butter and oil. Then add a dollop of wine and let it cook out until all the liquid has disappeared. Now we can add some of our hot stock. Just add a little stock at a time and wait for it to absorb before adding a little more. Repeat this until it is all used. I'll also add in the kumara and capsicum so that it has enough time to cook through. Risotto is an Italian rice dish cooked with stock until it reaches a creamy consistency. It's one of those dishes that you can enjoy both very plain or very elaborate, and it's quick to put together. To check if the kumara is cooked, prick it with the tip of a knife. If it's soft, it's ready. To check if the rice is cooked, bite a piece, and if it's chalky, it's all good to go. If the rice or kumara are not quite there, add a little more stock or water and cook for a few more minutes. Turn off the heat and add in the cheese and the freshly grated parmesan. I'll also add the pesto and the spinach leaves. Give it a good stir around. And lastly, season with salt and pepper. What a delicious looking creamy risotto. I'll leave it to cool and then we can make our risotto balls. Here's our cooled risotto and our ingredients for crumbing. We've got our seasoned flour, our whisked egg with a little dollop of milk to thin it a little, and our bowl of breadcrumbs. We can now roll our risotto into small balls. Try to keep the size of the balls the same. You can use your own judgment or use a particular spoon measurement. It looks so much better when you present them if they are all uniform. Try using wet hands to roll these if your hands are getting too sticky. Now we can crumb them, first into the flour, then the egg and then into the breadcrumb. To make this messy job as clean as you can, use one hand for the wet risotto ball and egg, and the other hand for only the flour and dry breadcrumb. It takes a bit of getting used to, but you won't end up with ginormous crumbed fingers. This started off well until I realised I can't even follow my own instructions. Oh well, it's too late now. Making risotto balls is a great way to use up leftover risotto, and another added bonus is they freeze well, so you can always have some on hand. Heat some oil in a pot if you don't have a deep fryer. You can check if the oil is at the correct temperature by popping in a wee piece of bread. If it floats and starts bubbling around the edges, you're all good to go. Don't overcrowd the oil, just do a few balls at a time. Turn them over and cook until they're golden brown. Then let the excess oil drain and put them onto some paper towel. I'm using a salad server to take the balls out of the oil. It has this little slot, which means the oil will run out and drain back into the pot. You can also use tongs, but be very careful not to tip them up and end up with the hot oil running down your hand. I'm just going to put our oil aside to cool. We don't need to throw it away. This can be used a few times. I'll just strain it through a fine sieve when it's cooled down and keep it for next time. I'm going to serve these beautiful golden risotto balls on a contrasting black plate with some garlic aioli to dip them in. You could also use a chutney or a pepper mayo. For a finger food party, you could also put a few toothpicks on the side so that you can pick up a wee ball, dip it into the sauce and pop it cleanly into your mouth. Yum! Don't they look so delicious? If you're planning a finger food party, I hope you're going to add these to your menu. You can add so many different flavours to them. You can even put in a piece of mozzarella cheese for more cheesy goodness. Look at that. Let me know in the comments what you like to put into your risotto balls. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe for some more great food presentation tips and tasty treats. Happy risotto balling! If you liked this video, I've got another one lined up for you up here and a playlist ready to go down here. See you next time!